Hi, this is John Susko from MyPeakLife.com, and these are the top 10 frequently asked questions on how to quit smoking. Let's get started. Question 1. Is nicotine really addictive? Do you believe you could be physically addicted to nicotine? Dr. Richard Greer is a psychiatrist with the University of Florida Gainesville's teaching hospital. He testified using criteria from the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, called the DSM-4, and listed 3 elements of dependency, the term that the DSM-4 uses for physical addiction. In a testimony, Dr. Greer said, "A person is dependent on a substance if it causes intoxication, tolerance, and withdrawal." Under this definition, Dr. Greer testified, nicotine cannot be seen as being physically addictive. It does not intoxicate or impair the function of a smoker, nor does the smoker require ever higher levels of nicotine to get the same high. And Dr. Greer said, it is not clear that there are physical symptoms of withdrawal. He pointed to a study in which smokers were given either placebos or nicotine gum. The smokers who were given placebos, believing the pills to be nicotine gum, reported feeling very little symptoms of withdrawal. Are smokers depending on nicotine? The U.S. Food and Drug Administration has tried to have nicotine classified as a drug under the FDA's statutory definition, so tobacco products can be regulated by the FDA. The FDA says smokers smoke primarily for nicotine. Tobacco manufacturers, recognizing this, manipulate levels of nicotine in order to keep the smokers addicted. But this has been widely challenged by some scientists working in the field. It is easy to see why this mistake in thinking is made. However, these are the facts. Tobacco is not intoxicating, unlike other substances that have been claimed to be addictive, from heroin and cocaine through to alcohol. Smoking doesn't impair judgment or interfere with people's ability to think clearly or perform tasks. Smokers are perfectly capable of continuing a normal family life and holding down a job, whereas there is little evidence of this with regular users of actual, real drugs of dependence. Part of the problem centers around the definition of addictive drug. The term addiction is applied to many activities that people enjoy and therefore find difficult to give up. Example, people claim to be addicted to certain foods such as chocolate or to work, hence the term workaholic, or even to shopping. The addiction is commonly applied to any regular behavior that people feel is important or enjoyable to them and which they are reluctant for those reasons to stop. Equally, there are many different scientific definitions of addiction, but nicotine typically has not fit well into those definitions that rely on traditional criteria such as those discussed above of intoxication, physical dependence, and tolerance. In his 1988 report, the U.S. Surgeon General redefined addiction to incorporate nicotine, adopting a set of criteria that were so broad that virtually any often repeated behavior, as well as a huge number of psychiatric drugs, could fall within the definition. He adopted 2 concepts that were quite new to definitions of addiction as his primary criteria, relegating the traditionally important concepts such as tolerance and physical dependence to the bottom of his list. Those 2 new concepts were psychoactive effects and drug-reinforced behavior. Psychoactive effects refers to the ability of a substance to alter mood in any direction, either pleasurable or not, by an effect on the brain. This can, however, be said of a wide range of substances in everyday use, with an equally wide range of effects, most of which are not regarded as being addictive. Theophylline in tea, and theobromine in cocoa products, and caffeine in coffee and soft drinks are all psychoactive, and are consumed every day by millions of people. This would arguably apply even to a bedtime glass of milk, which alters levels of the chemicals in the brain that are believed to affect mood. The second new criterion, drug-reinforced behavior, describes a situation in which the activity of the substance is so rewarding that animals will work hard to obtain it. Laboratory animals can be trained to press levers in specially designed boxes in order to obtain a particular substance. Rats will indeed press levers hundreds or even thousands of times to obtain a dose of heroin. Some studies report that rats will also press levers to obtain nicotine, but only under certain conditions where they do not have to work so hard, and with nothing like the same degree of determination and where the delivery of nicotine is predictable. Equally, rats will press levers in order to obtain novel food, drink, chocolate, and even access to a female rat. These may be rewarding and pleasurable experiences, but are they really evidence of addiction? Scientists agree that reward and addiction are two different things. It can be seen that these two new criteria can be applied to most enjoyable daily habits, becoming so broad in scope as to be meaningless. Bottom line, nicotine has not been conclusively proven to be physically addictive.
Hey, if you like this video, I've got 20 more where that came from. Just go to mypeaklife.com/smokinginfo. That's mypeaklife.com/smokinginfo. Register, and I'll send you 20 more videos. Thanks.